You're such an asshole!
Outside in the backyard of the Southern Command, assholeconsulting.com, where I, America's older brother, the only world's professional asshole, the IKEA of consultants, the Dark Knight of advice columns, and general all-around mean-spirited individual who hurts you with the truths, which you can hire for a modicum of a fee. I'm the guy that left a comment on the blog post from a few days ago that points to XYZs, or XYZ.net.au, by the way, for those who have to be Aussies and you're looking for a website that isn't filled with pansified leftist vagina. If you still would like some masculine reading in your Australian periodicals, I recommend you go there. Link to XYZ's review of your book. Really wanted to hear your take on why you've changed from opt out and minimize your income to enjoy the decline, to I might lie like Oprah and make a mint more recently. And related, if your objection to making bigger money was that you'll have it taken off of you by the socialists to fund the lifestyles of the layabouts, how do you propose to deal with this or any other objections if you're making a lot more? All right, well, let's clarify some things because you think you're a little bit confused. I've never said opt out and minimize your income. Minimalism is minimizing your expenses so that you don't need that much of an income, and probably more importantly is that you have freedom from employers, that you don't have to tolerate your boss's shit or lip. That's the key thing. Like, if you win the lottery, yeah, dude, go and win it. Even if they take half of it, yeah, go, you win $10 million, you only get to take home fine. Yes, that is obviously in your best financial interest to do so. And this is also, you could say, well, Aaron, if you want to minimize your income, why are you advocating people go major in STEM or engineering or become doctors? It's because you want freedom more than necessarily the money. Because if you make $100 an hour, $200 an hour, or like my buddy, high IT guy, he bills out at $300 an hour, but he's a minimalist. So what does he do? He doesn't even work one day a week. He works like 2 months a year, part-time, and then he's got all the money he needs. And then he just smokes and has coffee and enjoys life. So the idea of the best of both worlds, which I've always advocated, is that you get a high hourly wage, and if you want to work full-time and bring home six figures, by all means go do so. I mean, you're going to be paying a lot in taxes, but you always want to have minimal income. Minimal expenses, so that if you go through an unemployment bout, you're not an engineer, you're an idiot like me, you majored in finance, you just don't get along with people, again, like me, you refuse to suck the dick of your baby boomer boss. Like me, again, you're going to have trouble making income. So for the vast majority of people, and it's completely within your control, that's why I advocate minimizing your expenses. But then by all means, go ahead and make as much money as you want. Now, the statement here about I might be like Oprah and make a mint by lying to people, that is relatively new and more recent in my philosophical exploration. You're correct in your observation of that. But I just find it not only interesting, but it's so obvious how lies and deceit and feel good, you're just lying to the mind. So anything that makes people feel good, typically lies. That is what people pay for. That is, and Oprah is the epitome or the epigmatic. She's the epitome example of that. Where now I think she actually believes some of it, but where she essentially was telling all these women untruths. Lie indicates she was consciously doing it, but the Democrat Party is another perfect example, where they have ruined millions of people's lives, telling them lies. Baby boomers and older people and the big education has ruined millions of people's lives, telling them you have to go and you must go to college, you have to go to college, and the college experience and everything's great in college. Pretty much, what would you say? 75% of American women's lives have been ruined by the lies of feminism. But boy, there's a lot of feminists and women's studies majors that have lifelong employment. They get government grant money, all without having to study a real thing or work a real job. And that's one side. That's the cake. That's the icing side of why you should sell lies. The other side is, do you know how hard it is to sell the truth? I mean, you're mean, you got the ists and the isms and every accusation there. when you try and go and point out that the emperor has no clothes, the sheep, which are just completely and so thoroughly and successfully brainwashed by media, government, schools, politicians, colleges, you're a heretic. It's so rich and precious how, especially among the left, they mock and ridicule people who are Christians or believe in religion, unless Muslims, because they'll kick your ass. Then the cowards go away. But then they believe they have the exact same naivete, non-critical thinking, no independent-minded thinking belief in equivalent religions, just of not a deity nature. It's not traditional religion, but they'll believe that, you go-girlism, and any degree is a good degree, and education is the most important thing, and your career is more important than anything else, and you don't need a father, you don't need no man, the nuclear family, everybody, it's so, to Cappy, and you got to realize this as well, trillions, I'm not joking, trillions of dollars, tens of trillions, maybe even hundreds of trillions if we go back to the Great Society, has been spent and invested in establishing this network, this infrastructure, this indoctrination of getting people to believe lies. It doesn't have to be political leftist lies, but you need brand name this, you need Cavaricci jeans that, you need FUBU, you need this, you need that. You girls need the Omega sign yoga workout pants. You girls need a Range Rover. Guys, you need a Mercedes, you need a Beamer, that says nothing of political indoctrination. All this money has been spent to build this infrastructure, this psychologically brainwashed, materialistic, consumeristic, leftist infrastructure among people's minds today. And that means you can avail yourself of it much like you avail yourself of the internet or the highway system or telecommunications. And so with that groundwork laid down, why that they serve them up to you like a softball to just hit it out of the park and sell them lies. Why not do that? Why go through the pain and agony of trying to tell people truths? Why try and tell people, hey, that degree is a worthless degree and you're going to waste $100,000 in 4 years of your life, when they're going to complain, they're going to hate your guts, they're going to whine, they're going to gripe, they might even give you death threats? Why tell women that, hey, you got your ass better back up into this, and men like skinny women with big tits, long hair, and long legs? When big is beautiful and Target's going to have their plus size models, Target knows damn well what they're... Rubes and yokel, man. Rubes and yokels. Get them into the tent. Sell them. Believe in what they're sold. Buy what they're told. Smoke in what they roll. They can't get enough of that shite. Right. Rubes and yokels. Ba-da-da-da-da. Rubes and yokels. Great song, by the way. Rubes and yokels, ba-da-da-da, get them into the tent. And that's it. Get the sheep into the tent. Sell them what they want to hear. And in this capacity, it's not only easier, you're not only going to be more popular, you're not only prone to make more money. What was the other thing? There's a vengeance for those of us that try to sell people the truth, or just try to be honest with them. That if this kind of a backlash is going to come from the rubes and the sheep, then you might as well not only make money off of them and be popular at the same time. It feels good just to fuck them over. This gets back, I told the story before, I'll tell you the story again, kind of analogous. Worst hangover I ever had, second worst hangover I ever had in my life. I was at a bar, and this guy, old fat dude, with this hot little 20-something, and he went to the bathroom, walked right up to him. I'm like, what the hell are you doing with this fat old guy? I didn't think back then. And he pays for me, he buys me what I want. I didn't figure it out, but she was a prostitute. Which isn't that common in Minnesota, but they exist. And so I thought this guy was going to come out and kick my ass. I'm like ready for it because I was in a bad mood and I was hammered. You know what he did? He did something way worse than kick my ass. He bought me another drink. And I was like, dude, thanks a lot. That hangover was horrible. Absolutely horrible. He caused me more damage by encouraging me to do what I was already prone to do. And just, have another drink. That's way worse than if I just got a black eye or, broken arm. Well, maybe not a broken arm, but it was painful. And it's the same thing. You want to get your revenge on people? You want to get your revenge on the leftists or just the rank sheep? Again, this has nothing to do with politics. You just encourage them. Big is beautiful. There's no such thing as fat shaming. Major in what you want. And get a slice of that pie along the way. And I'm not joking. If I were to tell my younger self, a couple things I would have done differently. 1, join the military. 2, major in engineering. But 3, if you're ever going to go into entrepreneurship, sell lies to American people. Particularly women, but everybody is pretty susceptible to it. But women seem to be a little bit more prone to the lies. I mean, they just eat it up. Oh yeah, big is beautiful. Tell it whatever they want to hear. And study Oprah. Watch some of her stuff. Read through some of her magazines. Look, all she did was tell women what they wanted to hear. And she was awarded billions. I think outside of some royalty in Britain, I think Oprah is still the richest woman, maybe in the United States. She's up there. She's got more money than you and I. So what do you want to do? Tell truth or tell lies? Truth is a painful, unrewarding, rarely, occasionally profitable endeavor like I do through asshole consulting. Or sell lies, where people will be beating a path to your door and banging down your door to give you money to tell them lies that make them feel good. So that's it. And related, if your objection to making bigger money was that you'll have it taken off by a socialist to fund their lifestyles or layabouts, how do you propose to deal with this? Any other objections if you're making a lot more? It's going to happen anywhere. They're going to take your money, and if not yours, somebody else's. Yeah, if there was that concept of let's starve out the beast and everyone go gulp, but not enough people go gulp. It's not. Plus, the government will just print off more money, and because we have the world's reserve currency, we can export that inflation to foreign countries that are more corrupt than us. So the socialists are never going to be starved out. We'll just print off more money. We won't have inflation set in, at least on our consumer items. Our asset prices, we will. If this is getting too advanced or too far for you leftists out there, let me know. But you do yourself no favor minimizing your income. So if you can make money, hell yes, do it. Absolutely. Half of it's wiped out and taken and given to the California parasites. Fine, you at least get more. But don't become a monk and take a vow of poverty. Now, a vow of poverty in consumption, yes. But income, no, because then you can actually buy up assets and make your life a lot easier. So by all means, and if there was some confusion, I'm not saying people minimize their incomes. No, maximize your income if you want to put in the time. I'm more for maximizing my time. And therefore, I would, like, if you're only making $12 an hour, yeah, screw that. You don't want to bust your ass off at $12 an hour. Go make more than that, or go back to school or something like that. But yeah, if you could be like my buddy, who works his hour a day, if that's enough, or be a schlep like me. I work a little bit more than an hour a day, but I have minimal expenses and the house is paid off. It's a lot nicer. Yeah, it's a lot nicer when you don't have to worry about, can I afford that sub sandwich? Ooh, can I get the 12? The 12. Can I get the foot long? Can I get extra steak? Ooh. All right, that's it. You guys got questions? The old captain's got answers. AssholeConsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.